I'd like your help in analysing a social situation involving a family member in his 30s who has been unemployed for over 6 years. He avoids meeting with relatives and neighbours and doesn't want anyone to see or interact with him, even on the street. He justifies this by saying that they speak poorly of him behind his back, are negative people, or ask too many personal questions about his job or income. Being unemployed, he feels embarrassed by these questions. He even encourages his family to tell anyone who asks about him that he's away, working in a distant area. I'm looking for a psychological and social analysis of this situation.
The case you described involves a complex set of psychological and social symptoms reflecting significant social anxiety, feelings of shame, low self-esteem, and a strong desire to withdraw. Here is a more detailed breakdown of these aspects. Deep social anxiety. This person seems to feel that others are constantly watching or judging him negatively, which is common in social anxiety. He increasingly believes that any encounter with relatives or neighbors may be an opportunity for them to judge him, which drives him to avoid people, even at the cost of his social life. This fear of being judged for his employment situation amplifies his sense of insecurity. Shame and embarrassment. Related to unemployment, this person may have spent years struggling with unemployment, which makes any question about his status or job deeply uncomfortable. The shame he feels is closely tied to social norms that may place a person's worth within the framework of work and material achievements. In his case, being absent from the workforce has been eroding his self-confidence continuously until he feels inferior to others and unable to live up to their expectations, leading to low self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy. Avoidance and isolation as defense mechanisms. He cuts off contact with relatives and neighbors, believing that distancing himself will help him avoid embarrassment or uncomfortable questions. He even goes so far as to ask those around him to say that he is away or working in a distant place. This approach reflects strong use of psychological defense mechanisms like avoidance and escape, as he feels unable to face or explain his reality, so he creates an imaginary scenario to protect himself from confrontation. Negative predictive thinking. He constantly envisions others speaking ill of him or having ill intentions. This type of negative predictive thinking traps him in his own thoughts and increases his avoidance of people, even if there is no evidence of such negative talk. This thought process may be an attempt to rationalize the situation, but it only intensifies his psychological pressure and keeps him imprisoned within this negative assumption. A socially and emotionally stagnant lifestyle. This level of withdrawal and isolation puts the person in a vicious cycle, cutting him off from social support and leaving him alone with his thoughts and struggles. Such a lifestyle makes it very difficult for him to find new opportunities for work or even hope for improvement, as he feels trapped within the boundaries of his current life. Impact on overall mental health. Continuing in this pattern of isolation, shame and anxiety may lead to long-term depression, as he finds himself feeling completely isolated and losing hope in improving his situation. Suggested approaches for help. Based on this analysis, there are several steps that may help him to cope with this situation. Recognizing and understanding his feelings. It is essential for him to start accepting these feelings rather than ignoring them, realizing that what he feels is normal, especially given a prolonged period of unemployment. Seeking professional support. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, could be beneficial as it can help him manage negative thoughts and train him to face social situations gradually. Starting with small steps for social engagement. Even short or infrequent meetings can help him break the cycle of fear and gradually rebuild his confidence. Finding new activities. Activities and hobbies could provide a way to rebuild his identity outside the work framework, which could help him regain a sense of accomplishment. Quiet, non-pressuring family support. Family understanding and providing unconditional support without additional pressure could help reduce some of his burden and make him feel safe and accepted.